Hi class. We're going to be going over how to do take recorder rigid bodies because there was some confusion about that. So the thing with rigid bodies is you're not going to have an animation file because there is no animation. I just have this motion file set up, and we can maybe go over that again as well towards the end. But my rigid body's floating around. I'm going to go to cinematics take recorder, get my nice little sequence. Where I like the little half thing I can do. That's fine too. Okay, fine. So I have my sequence set up. I already put it in, but like, let me just remove it real quick. How do I? I forget how to delete it. Can I just? Yeah. Right. You would find your actor. In this case, my actor is BPRB1, because that's what I called it. And then I'll call this rigid bod test or demo take one. And I don't want a countdown, so if I go to my settings, you can click here. I can go to my countdown. I already turned it off, but it's going to be default 3. Up to you. If you want the countdown, that's fine too. Generally I like to have my world playing already before I hit the take recorder. So I'm just gonna record from here. Oops, the worst time to record right when I'm resetting. Alright, so I don't even want this. I'm gonna record it from. So take two. Now it's actually floating around doing stuff, so it's a little easier to see it working and doing stuff. Lovely, lovely. Let's say I'm done. I'm actually just going to stop my game instead, and it's going to stop both, which is nice. So that way you don't accidentally have your game still running and all that. Once you create your rigid body, you're going to go to Content, and then Cinematics, Takes, and you'll have the date that you did your takes. And this can all be altered, but I'm just sticking with the default. And so you'll see your master sequences here, and then you'll have your isolated sequences here. And now differently from the skeletal mesh, so if I put in a animation like this guy, and I grabbed him, I don't even know he's called Mixamo Mall. Okay, yeah, this oops, put that Mixamo Mall. And I don't need this rigid body right now, so I'm just going to toggle it off. And I'll call this Mixamo. Let's see. And then I press play. I have to turn on his animation. Oops. Hey, that's fine. Animation. I thought he was an animation. He might just be a T-pose. Let me get a different guy in there. Uh, yeah, he might just be a T-pose. Oops. Let me get a real animation. Where are my animations? Oh, there we go. Alright, I'll have this nice sitting animation. Alright, let's do that. Sitting, oops, and then this guy isn't there anymore, so let me grab my actual actor. Also, it's good to pause your game before you do things like that. So let me get sitting laughter. Cool, that's this Olivia character. Alright, have my game playing, gonna record. Doop doop doop. That's enough. And then you see I don't have the BP. And then so in content browser, I can go back to my content cinematics, these old folders, and I have my mix demo. And you'll see I have an animation folder, and this is going to be different from the rigid body because the rigid body isn't an animation. It's just a transform if you look in. So it's just doing this basically. It's moving the object in space based on its location, rotation, and not really scale. You don't see me, but if you did scale it, then yeah. Uh, so like if I were to um, but the sequence works pretty much the same as the animation file. I'm just gonna grab it and oops, no, sorry. I'm gonna pause the game first. Actually, just delete the sequence now because I don't trust it. Okay, cool. It's all gone. Okay, cool. So if I just grab the sequence, I'm gonna put it over here, and then have autoplay. Then you'll see, and then let me just pause this right here. And it works the same as like an animation file. Why is it not? Hold on. Okay. And this also, okay. did something walkie. Why would I did do something walkie. Oops. I think I deleted the wrong thing. So this is the VP, so that's the right one. And this is the rigid body. Let me delete this guy. Alright, let's see. I think part of it is just because I have the sequence open. Let me just Sequences are a little dicey sometimes, but shouldn't be this dicey. I also don't really use a lot of sequences myself. Oh wait. Oh, this is the bad sequence. This is the sequence where it's just the take that I did briefly. Let's use this sequence. This sequence is just literally the thing going like that, so that's why it is working as it should. But let's get rid of that one. This is the one that actually like it's floating around and doing stuff. Now you can see here. Okay, so as I was saying, you'll drag it into your thing. It'll populate here. You'll have this sequencer lightning bolt where it shows like your character or whatever, and then I'll do autoplay, and then boom. Now it's gonna autoplay, and then this rigid body. I think it's double populating, but that's kind of the idea. I think it's possibly double populating because I have, yeah, that one open. So if you have your sequence open, like I did here, then it's also, that's actually separate from the play mode. So you're going to actually see that as well. So if I, oops, like play my game, you see there's two. It's because the sequencer is open, so it's giving me that as well. So if you just close that, it's gone. So that's how you kind of resolve anything like that. Make sure your sequence is closed, or you'll see both. So there's that. And then like if you wanted to say in Take Recorder, you can record multiple things at once. So if I had the laughing and or let's do let's kind of do a completely new set. And I'm gonna show you how to do like two rigid bodies at once if you had like multiple rigid bodies. Oops, I'll leave that alone. Alright. I'll just shrink her. Okay. And press W to move her. Okay. And so this is just like rigid body 1, so you see if I press play here and do it here, it's moving around, and that's separate from the sequence, or actually, is it? Oh yeah, I deleted the sequence. No. Huh? It's just, it can't be perfectly synced. Anyway, alright. But anyway, trying not to get distracted. Basically, I will do two rigid bodies. So I have some test footage in my rigid body test with, let's say, two hands. Flip. Let's see what that looks. Look. All right, this one's a good one for two. So I have the two rigid bodies here. Let me see, and they're just like floating around doing the thing right here. So let me just actually even trim this so it's loops kind of in a nice area. Alright, and yeah, so like around there it will loop. Alright, so let me grab, so I have my RB1, and if you can see, I have the other one streaming ID is 2, this one's streaming ID is 1, and I already have the 1, so let me add another asset. So I'll just do it plain and simple, so I'll do OptiTrack rigid body actor, boom, and then my assets, I just have this, but let me add like the violin or something, like another object or something. So let me grab that from my folders. I think I have to go to my actual folder. Objects. Chair. Let's do the chair. Alright, cool. This chair. And I think I can do the textures as well while I do that. That should. Wonderful. I am going to create materials, so I just made those lovely textures. It's not a skeleton mesh. Again, skeleton meshes are what's going to have animation. Rigid bodies are not going to have animation. Alright, and I have my lovely chair. Wonderful. So let me go back to my rigid body actor. I'll call this rename RB chair. 1, 2. So in here, I already have my streaming ID. I'm going to set it to 2, advance. I'm going to do tracking origin, and I like to uncheck the hide or invalid so I can see it if it doesn't go well. And then I'm just going to add a static mesh, which is again kind of any object that isn't a skeletal mesh. And then in the static mesh area, I'm going to find my chair, which is the only object, so that's really convenient. And then you see it populate right here. Let's make it a little bigger. Yeah, just a little bigger. I'm actually making the whole thing bigger. Doesn't super matter. Alright. And now you see them both floating around. Cool. Let me add a little skybox in here, so some atmosphere, so you see a little easier atmosphere. Okay. Again, try not to get too distracted. Alright, cool. So I have my stuff floating around. Wonderful. I'm going to add my actor, the RB chair. Wonderful. And I'm going to turn on this one as well. So I'm going to record both of them and call this RB together demo. Alright. And so let's record. Boom. Oops. Stop. Alright, so that was a bad take because I forgot to press play over here. Alright, so they're doing, it's, let's say this is the start of my animation, exactly where I want it, maybe a few seconds before. Press play. Da, 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 da. They do their thing until I'm, happy with all their things that they do. It's always good to give yourself a little bit of extra seconds, but, okay, cut. Alright, so let's say that's my animation. Happy with these. Alright, wonderful. And then, let's say, alright, so let's go to content, cinematics, takes, and then, so you see all the master sequences. So if I go here, it's like this whole master sequence where they're both, that's the wrong one, together, demo 2, yeah. Where they're both seeds, so I have them both already here, so I can see that. I don't have to do, I can just throw this in, and that's perfect. If I just wanted one, I can go to the RB Together 2 demo, and I have the separate sequences, so I can do just the chair, or just the other RB1 or whatever. And honestly, I recommend doing your takes in a separate level from your actual level, so that way you can go to your actual level. Oh, oops, not new folder, new level. Yeah. So let's say this is my actual level. I just kind of helped you to declutter actual or test. I don't know. Sure, we'll go with that. So I'm just doing a blank level. Oh yeah, let me save all first. File, save all, and then level test. All right, and then let me just add. Well, we'll add some atmosphere. So this will be all the stuff that you've already made, and then you would have your takes in a different level, just to kind of keep it I mean, you don't have to. It just maybe makes it a little easier down the line. And then oh yeah, directional light. That's wonderful. Let me also get a plane in there. I don't know. Anyway, I'm just kind of setting up some basics. Okay. Where'd it go? There it is. Alright, and then, oops, maybe, grass, cool. Alright, so now I can put in all my cinematics that I just made, including the animations and sequences. So, for example, let's say I wanted this, the RB together, yeah, these two. Okay, so this one. So let's say I want the master one, so I'll just find the master one right here, grab it in, do autoplay, right? And then say I also want my Mixamo. So you can do either way, really. You can do this one and then do autoplay, or if I wanted to do this animation, and I'll put it somewhere where I know it's not going to be, that also works the same or similar. So if I press play, you can see all that jazz happening. I can record this. I can create final maybe a sequence with the camera. So let's see, level sequence, and do maybe a new folder, sequence, and call this camera. And we've already done rendering before. Oops, let me actually sequence camera. Naming conventions. Alright. Cool. And then let me add a camera actor, or actually I can add it here. Boom. And I'm piloting it right now, so I can just kind of get an idea of where I want to start. So maybe I want to start here, transforms, kind of keyframe it, kind of go over here, and oops, I forgot to move it, keyframe it, and then I need to delete this one and start it here instead. Again, I'm just kind of doing this a little quick slop, boom, boom. So it's gonna do that, and then it's gonna go over here, catch everything from this angle, I guess, and oops. Try not to. Really just kind of want to move it so that you can keyframe it, and then you can always move the keyframes later to get how you want. Alright, let's say that's good, and I'll even trim it here, and maybe I want this over here, and then maybe I want it to even loop or something for some reason. So, oops. No, don't change it there. Okay, copy, and paste, copy, paste. There we go. Alright, so here's our lovely sequence. And then, alright, so you see nothing's going on because I don't have the world playing. And my sequence is in my world, and I want to make sure it's set to autoplay. Is it in my world? It is. Yes, sequence camera, autoplay. Alright, so now, let me just exit this. So now when I press play, you can see all my lovely stuff happening exactly as I want it. Wonderful, and then I can just take my sequence that I just made, and then render it out, and oops, not that, I just added camera, the clapper, and then call this, that's the file type, file name, test, and again, I like to recommend starting at as low a quality as you can at first, just to kind of save you some time, because sometimes it doesn't go well, and you want to, just do a quick test one first before you do anything else. Save everything. It's gonna render out. Cause yeah, so. And you see it starting to render here. And if you see some really bad things, you can sometimes press X, but keep in mind that it could potentially crash your system if you try to stop the render. Usually it doesn't, but I've seen it happen, so just be mindful. But yeah, so that's how you used it for rigid bodies. I hope that kind of cleared some things up. I know we didn't have as much time as I'd like to have to go over that in class. And then you have your beautiful sequence. If you didn't know where it saves, like if you didn't change where it saves, which you totally can, just right here, you can change the output directory. But if you didn't, and you're like, oh, where did it save? You just go to your game, and then in save, there's now going to be a video captures, and you'll have it right there. And if you're also saving audio, it will save it as a separate audio file, and you'll have to piece them together. So yeah, here's my wonderful, playing sequence or whatever is going on. All right, I hope that cleared things up. Yeah, I'm around. Feel free to message me about questions and things like that. But yeah, good luck on y'all's midterms, and have a good spring break. Bye.